So good morning. Today's the day we're going to be doing the through holes, and as you can imagine, going to be taking the boat apart. So let's have a quick look around the boat. As you can see here, everything's out, all the floors are up. The back cabin here looks well, like it's seen better days. The front cabin here equally looks like it's seen better days. So what the idea is, we've got 4 through holes to do. We've got the drain for the main deck up there. We've got the drain for the head, we've got the inlet for the head, and we've got the drain for the sink. So let's get started.
The idea is to grind the outside of the through holes until you have a continuous ring, denoting you've separated the flange from the shaft. But you need to ensure you don't grind the GRP itself. We then release the Sikaflex before heading on board to pull the fitting out.
Right. Okay, so now what we've got to do is we've got to try and pull this up from the inside, and as you can see, hopefully, there we go, look, that was easy. We now have the through hole out here. So this one here is the drain for the head, for the actual head itself. As you can see, it's actually a pretty good nick, to be honest, but we thought if we're having it copper coated, let's get it all done at the same time. Let's get some composites through holes put on, and then we can just forget about it and get on with sailing and enjoying our lives. Yeah, this one. Oh, and there we go. We're out.
Finally, we drill the inlet hole for the new water maker, which we plan to fit early next year.
Okay, so the instructions here say for 1.5 inches, the maximum depth past the nut should be no more than 32 mils, and for 3/4 inch, no more than 20 mils. So I've got to measure those and make sure we stay inside that. So here we're dry fitting the fitting itself in the hole. So we go, oh, bollocks, lost it again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, take 2. And we grab it, gotcha. Right. Okay, put this over the top. And then this one over the top. And do that. Alright, there we go. So we're just dry fitting these so we can get the length of the actual shaft right for when we put the collar on. Alright, there we go, that's good. Okay, so we've measured it, and it's I've got to take off 22 mil, which is that much, to give us the actual depth we want to seal the collar against it. So there we go. Mark that.
Now you don't see that every day. "20 minutes later, they're moving the cat that was next to us out onto the water. These guys know what they're doing, but that's as close as I want to come to a cat head on. And then the next boat comes in. I could spend all day watching this sort of thing, but I've got open holes in my boat that need sealing, so back to work.
Right, now she's cut. We can now fit and now we'll fit this.
This is the dry fit stage to ensure the fittings are in the correct position and they pull up correctly. We then refit with Sikaflex.
There we go. That's that fitted. Now we fit the collar. And finally,
when the fittings have set, we did another quarter turn to take up any shrinkage that may have occurred in the Sikaflex, just to be sure.
finally, we're all fitted.
Good morning, and this morning we're having our copper coat applied.
The first coat goes on.
Yeah. Don't be alarmed, it's quite thin to start with.
Yeah, I know, that's why it's so many coats, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole process has to be done in one day and requires 5 coats to create a complete barrier that should in theory stop the hull from fouling up too much. We shall see. And here is the finished result. I thought it would have been a little more even, but then I'm a perfectionist. The patches under the blocks and the bow thruster tunnel are to be done when they can finally get the anodes off the bow thruster. Two days later, we're moved from the yard to the car park where I get to play with a scissor lift. Whee! It's here we finally get to put Lowena's name on the bow before she's polished and then dropped back in the water. A few days later, I return expecting to see Lowena in the car park as usual, but she's vanished. Turns out the team have been working through Friday night to get her ready for an early drop on Monday morning. I'm feeling like things are starting to get a little rushed. Annoyingly, we weren't there for the drop, but as soon as we moved back on board, we get out for a few days on the water for a shakedown cruise to check those refits and enjoy why we bought Lowena in the first place. Next time, we leave the boat and fly off to Malta so I can act like a child and play with my dive buddies under the sea. Until then, stay safe.